Although small in size and not nearly one of the wealthiest countries in the world, Belize is one of the most dynamic places in the Western Hemisphere. From the Caribbean coast to the dense jungle interior, Belize has evolved out of an intricate history blending languages, religions, and cultures from around the world. The imprint of the ancient Maya, dating back to more than 4,000 years ago, is almost everywhere you look. Belize also boasts one of the most diverse ecologies throughout Central America. It also has the world's second largest barrier reef, smaller than only Australia's Great Barrier Reef. But I'm mainly here to explore and document the unique beer scene though, here on the Beer Diaries World Tour, Belize. So who am I? My name's Mike. I love making documentaries, I love to travel, and I love drinking great craft beer. So I put all three together in a show where I bring unique beer stories from around the world to you. My plan is to travel throughout Belize, talk to people about the culture and history, and of course, to explore its unique beer scene. So who's coming with me? Here's Hefe Greenheart, our cinematographer. He's a great camera guy and a fellow travel nut. He's also a performance hypnotist, a stilt-walking juggler, and a fellow burner. Then there's Scott, our sound guy. He's worked on dozens of reality shows and documentaries around the world recording sound. But none of that really matters when...
It's a really good start to the trip. My passport's expired, and I can't go. So I hope you guys know how to do sound.
So Scott had to drive to Dallas and stand in line at the passport office, then meet us down in Belize 24 hours later. Everything worked out, so we were able to hit the ground running. And last but not least is Brent, our on-the-ground Belize producer-fixer. Brent came from Canada for a job in Belize for a local TV station that was only supposed to last a year. 14 years later, he's still here, working as a freelance producer, cameraman, and editor. He's worked on a number of shows, everything from travel shows to shows about haunted Maya temples, and he knows Belize from the inside out. So that's our team, just the four of us. Let me tell you a little bit about Belize. As far back as 2000 BC, the Maya civilization was thriving in Belize. In 250 AD, which is referred to as the Maya Classic period, approximately 400,000 Maya lived in densely populated cities on the mainland of modern Belize. The collapse of the Maya civilization is one of history's great mysteries. Most scholars these days will say that it was an internal struggle that brought them down. Later, the Spanish conquistadors came through the Americas, colonizing the area and establishing Catholicism throughout. Because there weren't really any precious metals in the area to extract, they didn't care so much for infrastructure in Belize. Many of the first English and Scottish settlers were pirates, or baymen as they called themselves. The baymen would attack trade ships, then retreat to the safety of hidden bays and channels of Belize. Since they targeted Spanish ships more frequently than any other countries, Spain wisely offered the baymen a deal. They could remain in the territory, but only if they gave up their pirate ways to become full-time loggers. They reluctantly agreed to change industries. The pirate loggers also set up their own system of self-government that they called the public meeting. It could therefore be said that modern Belize was founded by pirates. In fact, there are some recent politicians in Belize who've gotten in trouble for saying so. Seeing the possibility for profit from the unique wood that the land possessed, including big leaf mahogany found nowhere else in the world, the English came in and began to exploit the country and make the land their own. English settlers and baymen fought the Spanish for territorial dominance throughout the 1700s. But finally, at the Battle of St. George's Key in 1798, the Spanish withdrew and the people of the area considered themselves independent. In 1862, Great Britain finally declared the land a British Crown colony and then called it British Honduras, which would then be under the control of Jamaica. Fast forwarding through time, British Honduras was granted independent rule from the UK in 1964, was renamed Belize in 1973, and on September 21st, 1981, Belize was finally declared an independent Commonwealth realm, just like Canada. Not much of Belize would allude to having been a former British colony anymore, but until 2010, British troops did still remain in Belize to give it territorial protection from Guatemala, which has a history of claiming land in Belize as its own. And believe it or not, the Queen is still on their money. So who lives in Belize now? The country is comprised of several groups. Just over 50% of the country is mestizo, being of Maya and European mixed descent. They speak either Spanish or English with a little mix of the two here and there. A little over 20% of the people are Creole. These are generally people with any percentage of African slave descent, excluding the Garinagu, who we'll mention shortly. Creole people mainly speak English and Creole, a language developed from a combination of English, native languages, and African dialects to confuse slaveholders so they wouldn't understand what's being said.
It's pretty easy for the most part, but we speak kind of fast, but for the most part, you can understand everything that it come out. Right now, I just switch up to Uno and I had to talk Creole right now when it come out of my mouth, right? Because I'm born Belizean, right? So there's nothing really different. You just have to open up your ears and your mind and expand and understand what people say, you know?
Here's a fun riddle for you in Creole. If I ask someone for a how your ass one time, and they say, right now, why would I get pissed off? I'll give you the answer in just a minute. Next come the Maya, or of Maya descent. They comprise about 10% of the total population and are made up of 3 unique language types, the Quechua, the Mopan, and the Yucatec. The last major group are the Garinagu. They are what you'd call Afro-Aramindian. This means that, like the Creole, they are direct descendants of Africans. But instead of coming directly to the area, they settled in Caribbean island nations, mixed with natives there, and brought that new culture with them. They speak a dialect that is called Garifuna, a mixture of African, Arawak, and Carib languages. It has nothing to do with English or Spanish. It is a unique language that is only spoken in this part of the world and by these people.
A little bit of Garifuna, for example, Witiminafi Namule, that is Garifuna, okay? So, Witiminafi Namule, good morning, my friend.
The remaining folks are from various parts of the globe, including Asia, the East Indies, and of course, North America. Because of the diversity of its tropical climate, Belize is a great place to visit all year round. The experience is enhanced by the friendly people here from cultures that have a lot to offer a visitor with an open mind and a thirst for new experiences.
Tomorrow want to be a better day, you know? Feel a nice Belizean love, you know? This is the land of the free.
2 notes of advice. Number 1, bring bug spray. Bugs are everywhere. Number 2, if you have to be in Belize City, do your business and then get out as quick as possible. This city is the former capital until Hurricane Hattie destroyed most of it in 1961. Crime and poverty are ubiquitous, and there's always someone trying to show you around for money. There are plenty other safer, more interesting places to go in this country. In answer to my riddle earlier, so why would I get pissed off? Well, a haul your ass is a beer to go. If I say I need it one time, it means I need it right away. If I'm answered right now, it means that they are busy right now and can't help me. So, boo, no beer to go. In our upcoming journey, we'll be visiting Belican, the largest and, for the past 40 years, only brewery in Belize. We'll also be hanging out with an amazing Garifuna musician, Aurelia Martinez. We'll meet Miss Marie Sharp, a Belizean businesswoman who fought and won against the people who tried to rip off her habanero hot sauce secrets. And we'll also explore the mysteries of the ancient Maya, visiting 2 of their many sacred temples. And finally, we'll go to San Pedro to meet Island Time Brewing, a brave new startup to the Belizean craft beer scene. So follow along with us as we look into the amazing country of Belize, its people, its music, its natural wonders, and its beer. On our first stop, of all the islands I've been to, this is one of my favorites, Key Cocker.